So, welcome to another episode of Manifesting Magically with Trevor and Anne. Uh, Today is Friday, the 17th of October, around 2:30 p.m. And we were talking, and we just thought that we should come on here and take a look at what's going on with the No Kings protests tomorrow, and to make sure everybody's safe and do a little bit of magic to make people safe. But before we start, first, a huge thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel. Thank you for liking, watching, commenting on the videos, hyping the videos, and watching them all the way to the end. So this really helps the channel grow. We're still relatively new, but so far it's looking good. So thank you for your support. And do you want to add anything before I throw some cards?
I do. I want to thank everybody as well. I really do appreciate the comments, especially somebody informing me that I pronounced jojoba oil incorrectly yesterday. I have a parental unit who says that I read too much and don't talk to people enough. So please feel free to comment, correct, adjust things that need to be corrected. We appreciate that from all of y'all.
Yeah. All right, so I just want to throw a few cards, and because overall I get the sense that everything is going to be quite good. I don't get any sort of indications that there's anything bad that's going to happen, but there's some, it does feel like the government is trying to scare some protesters with this idea of launching missiles into Camp Pendleton and San Diego. So let's just kind of see, what do we need to know about the
It's a very uneasy time, and yet I can think of nothing more American than a protest that's focused on no kings.
I'm right here with you. Well, we've known each other for over 25 years, I think, and you know, we've been through the Bush era and other things too, right?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So definitely see the image of the Three of Cups on the scramble, which is great. Great. It's about circles of support and celebration. So if you are going, I do think that you might make some new friends. So that's kind of exciting. Um, this is a big moment for the country with the Two of Wands, right? It's a crossroads. And really what the No Kings is doing is it's basically saying, no, we're not going down the direction that the current government wants to go down. And so I think that's um, important to know that, this protests, they matter. They really do. I know sometimes it can feel like things can be futile, but they're not. I mean, we have the Ace of Cups and the environment around, which is new beginnings and celebrations and inspirations and sparks. So I think, this No Kings protest will inspire more to join the one that'll be next, and so on and so forth until we get things a little bit more under control. We do get the Knight of Swords here in the upper right. We'll have to wait to kind of see what that means, but it is kind of swift action. So the day's going to go by pretty fast. It feels like it's going to go by without any violence, but I certainly don't see any violence. I think a lot of the people that are going to protest have already thought about this with the Hermit card. They, very introspective, making sure that they have, water on hand and a mask if they need it. Um, and it just feels like the organizers too have this pretty well under control to make sure that it doesn't turn violent because it's so important that it doesn't, right? In particular, if the people in the MAGA wing of the country make it violent, that's different. But the wing that's fighting against the government, if that becomes violent, that could be quite problematic. We get the King of Wands at the center, which is fantastic, right? This is the eloquent speaker. This is the message being sent that this is what we stand for, and this is why we're doing what we're doing. And it feels like the message gets through to some, not to everybody, right? I mean, we can't be unrealistic. And then we get the Ace of Wands, which is about new leadership and new direction. This very well could spark some changes. We do have an election coming up. I think Anna and I were talking about doing an election security um, video as well when the elections come up for Virginia and New Jersey and New York City and the Pennsylvania Supreme Court race. And there's other races as well. Those are just the ones that are on the top of my mind. Okay, so we do get the moon card. So, this is a little bit about volatility. But to me, the way I see the moon card here is that this is making the person who's currently occupying the White House volatile because I don't think he appreciates the idea of the First Amendment, the idea of being able to speak your mind, to gather, to protest, to assemble. It's pretty clearly written there, but I don't think that they necessarily read. So there's that. We do get the Five of Wands, so there could be the potential for some conflicts. Now I feel these are mostly verbal, but you can't get your refrigerator to uh, suddenly become a walk-in closet, right? So yelling at people that don't get what's going on isn't really going to help. And it's just, I feel like it just kind of ruins your day. So if you find yourself in that encounter, it might be a good time to take a deep breath and just walk away because uh, you're not going to change the other side's mind. Uh, not the people that are willing to come out and create havoc, that is. The people at home, absolutely. And we get wish fulfillment, and I really like that to end with the Nine of Cups. So it does really feel like this is a crossroads. It feels like the message being sent is quite eloquent and that it does fulfill our wish of protecting democracy. There could be some volatility. So if those missiles do get launched tomorrow, no, they're not aimed at people. So it's just crazy. Um, but it's because the No Kings movement is making a point, and they're making the point quickly and without violence, which is important. And there's all this newness in the environment around. We have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So all this like really sparking young kids to get involved. Now we talked about this on my channel that people on student loans, people on visas, they really can't get involved right now. So those of us that aren't kind of need to carry our bigger weight, right? And we get the Hermit card. So I think people are prepared. People have been thinking about this for a while. Just know there's a chance that somebody might start screaming at you. Um, well, maybe not you in particular, but at a group. I feel like this is more in the West Coast, but just don't engage. That would be my advice because I don't think you're going to convince anybody. We get death underneath. This cycle is coming to an end. This authoritarian cycle is coming to an end. It just is. So I don't know. And that was a pretty positive read. So I feel pretty good about it, but I think we want to make sure that everybody's safe.
I agree, but it doesn't hurt to do a little simple spell to help engender that sort of positivity as we go into tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I know in our little town where we're going to gather, um, it probably feels a lot safer than in Los Angeles or in one of the bigger cities where the protests will be quite large, right? So,
Mhm.
so what do you got for us on your protection side of the screen here?
Well, we're going to do a little spell and we're going to use a couple of oils, a candle, and a bay leaf. And there are different oils that we can use. Rosemary is one of my favorites for protection. So that's the one I'm going to start out with. And I'm just going to put one drop of it on my little tea candle. Are you going to use rosemary for yours, Trevor?
I am, Anne, and I was just trying to center to say I'm going to use four different oils. I'm also going to add a little bit of geranium.
Oh, that's another good one for protection.
And it doesn't take a lot here. It's more about intention. So if you don't have the oils and you just want to light a candle and say a little words out loud, I think all of these things matter. I think they're all very helpful. Um, so don't worry. This is myrrh. Were you going to add anything besides rosemary, Anne?
I'm gonna stick with just rosemary. That's kind of what I'm feeling today. I always think of that as such a great, especially a home protection, and I feel like, well, America is our home, and we're fighting for its survival at the moment, is what it feels like.
Yeah,
The home that
and
we know and the home that we love.
the people that aren't from the US that watch us, I know are standing with the US because they tell me,
Yeah.
right? So they're all just as concerned as we are. Now, Anne, on my bay leaf, I'm writing some stuff. What are you going to do with your bay leaf?
Oh, that's a great idea. Let me find a pen. I think let's do a, this is a protection spell. We always want to do positive energy in our magic. So I'm gonna just write the word protection on mine.
That's great. So I wrote, and I don't know if you'll be able to read that, maybe. Protect the protesters, protect democracy. That's what I wrote.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
mine just says protection on it.
yeah, and then I'm just going to add some salt because salt is good for protection. This is just your run-of-the-mill salt that you can get. It's nothing particularly special, definitely not expensive. I don't think you need expensive salt. Um, I always keep a bowl of salt near when I do tarot readings, especially with topics that can be a little bit on the negative side. So, yeah. And then I think I'm just going to place my bay leaf like this and light the candle. What about
All right.
you? Anne, are you?
I'm gonna do one more thing for mine. I told you I was only gonna put one on my candle,
Uh-huh.
essential oil, but I'm gonna put a little bit of pennyroyal oil on my bay leaf. Just one drop. Pennyroyal is a masculine energy. It's protective. I'm just gonna smooth it. Oh, well, there goes the words, but let's take that as the words are now a part of the leaf. And I'm just gonna put it on the side so it's not going anywhere. My candle's already in a Himalayan pink salt, so we're
And
not gonna worry about that.
and I am going to use a match to light mine, but it doesn't really matter, I don't think.
I'm just gonna use a regular old lighter.
And then I think I would like to say a few words like protect the protesters, protect democracy. That seems like appropriate. Maybe say it 3 times. What do you think, Anne?
I think that's great. Let's do that together.
Okay. So protect the
Protect the
protesters,
protesters.
protect
Protect
democracy,
democracy.
protect the
Protect the
protesters,
protesters.
protect
Protect
democracy,
democracy.
protect
Protect
the
the
protesters,
protesters.
and
Protect
protect democracy.
democracy. Blessed
So
be.
be it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. Now, if you ever wanted, you could also burn the bay leaf. Obviously, there's reasons why I'm choosing not to do that on top of a velvet tablecloth, but you can do that. But so let's all have great positive thoughts that tomorrow is a successful protest, that it influences those that need to be influenced and can be influenced, and that everybody stays safe. So, do you have any closing words, Anne?
Be safe. We want this to be a wonderful experience. We want children to be able to come to the protests and know what it means to be American is to stand up for your rights.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, be safe, be protective, and bring positive energy tomorrow. This is not about what we hate, this is about what we love. And keep that in mind. Everything that you love about America, pull those into your chants. Don't make it just a negative thing about what we don't want. Make it about what we do want.
That's a great point. And that is how the law of attraction works, right? We get what we want, not what we don't want. It's a
Mhm.
tricky thing, but absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, Anne, and thank you everybody for watching and be safe. Bye bye.
Bye.